Hello and welcome to another edition of the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com. I'm your host Earl Baston, and today we'll be talking about the Kappa Classic. Jillian Teixeira and Patrick Nisbet competing, Lisa Blackburn's world record, and Lamont Marshall breaking the Bermuda 5,000 meter record. We'll have details of these stories and much more after this message from our sponsor.
Bermuda, listen up. D-Music is here exclusively for Digicel customers. Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free. With D-Music, you can easily search for your favorite artists and create playlists to fit your lifestyle. Plus, you have the option to download music to your device so you can find a song for any moment, even when offline. D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Well, the Kappa Classic 2017 is over. All dusted, all done. Let's get the report from the Kappa Classic and from the chairman of the Kappa Classic, Ray Jones. Following 3 exciting and passionate days of football, the 2017 edition of the Kappa Classic came to an end at the National Sports Center yesterday with 7 finals taking place. BAA, Dandytown Hornets, and ABC all picked up 2 trophies, while the Devonshire Colts captured their first Kappa Classic trophy. In the Under-8 final, Devonshire Colts were victorious over the Dandytown Browns, while the Under-10 final saw BAA Knights defeat Hamilton Parish Maroon 2-1. ABC won the Under-12 division, defeating the Dandytown Hornets 1-0, while BAA Green defeated the Somerset Trojans Red 3-0 in the Under-14 final. The Under-16 division final saw the Dandytown Hornets defeat the PHC Zebras on kicks from the penalty mark. In the Under-11 girls final, Warwick Honeybears defeated the BHS Football Club 1-0, and then ABC won the girls Under-13 final 3-2 over BHS Football Club. Kappa Classic 2017 chairman Ray Jones hailed the tournament a huge success.
Well, my first thing is just I'm happy with all the kids that participated. To have 1,000 kids, 86 teams. This year we extended to the Under-16 league. Incident free, a lot of smiles. The finals lived up to expectation. Right down to the Under-8 final. If you hung around after a long 2 days, it was worth hanging around. To have a team leading 2-0, the team come back, go to penalties. You couldn't ask for more. So we're just excited that this tournament is become a real signature calendar event. It just brings so much joy to so many people's hearts, and everybody's a winner. And yeah, I know we have winners of each age group, but if you actually look around, everyone's a winner. The kids look forward to Kappa, they look forward to participate, and they're just happy. So for us, another successful tournament. Like I said, we added the Under-16s, we streamed live. I actually got messages from in the States and England while it was going on, how they're enjoying watching the finals. It was as if they were home. As you know, we have a lot of Bermudians that live overseas. They know about the tournament, and they normally have to wait to the newspaper or yourself to put it up to know what happened. And they were hitting me up, just excited and elated that they could actually watch the tournament. Felt like they were still here in Bermuda. So we're very pleased with 2017.
Question, man, how do you improve on it?
Well, give me about a week, right? When Craig asked me to be the chairman, and because he knows how I am, I try to raise the bar. So this year's bar was the Under-16s and streaming. So give me about a week, and I'm sure I'll be quite creative with what we like to do. The other thing we did, was the booklet. That was a great first time. It had the schedule, the maps, and people was like, "Oh, this is awesome," And then we had a little page on some what we call Kappa Classic Legends, right? Because we're our young people have come through the tournament and going on to do great things. So we thought we will highlight them. So the next group of young people can say, "Hey, he played in Kappa and ended up becoming a professional footballer. Then maybe I can live that same dream." So overall 2017, we're very pleased.
Lamont Marshall was in fine form this weekend as he broke the Bermuda National 5,000 meter record, a record he previously held. Also, Shaquille Deal and Tiara DeRosa were in action, as well as Bermuda's Carifta team was selected. Lamont Marshall broke his own Bermuda 5,000 meter record during the Raleigh relays over the weekend. Marshall crossed the line 23rd overall in a time of 14:23.35, breaking his own record of 14:27.80, which was set back on April 8th, 2002 of Bermuda's young track and field stars recorded wins in invitational meets in the United States. Shaquille Deal won the men's Weems Baskins Invitational 800 meter run, while Tiara DeRosa won the Richmond's Fred Hardy's Invitational women's discus throw for non-Division I schools. Deal won Heat 1 of the men's 800 meter event, stopping the clock in a time of 1:48.62. DeRosa, who met the Carifta qualifying standard in this event just a week ago with a top toss of 38.65 meters, saw her outdo that, recording a top toss of 42.19 meters. DeRosa also finished 10th in the women's shot put. In only her second outdoor competition of the season, she met the Carifta standard for this event, registering a toss of 11.96. Well done on the final trial for Carifta 2017. This morning we've had a number of people qualify. We've had those overseas athletes doing tremendous work. Your thoughts on the final trial and what your team will look like come picking day?
Well, picking day is today, Earl. We have to have all entries in by tomorrow. For me, today is a perfect day. Any athlete that can qualify should qualify. We have no wind. It's not too hot. I mean, especially for distance running, it is absolutely perfect. And as you saw in the 3,000, we have 4 people that met the standard today. And some of them ran way faster than they've run all season. So today for me is a good day. Hopefully we get, 1 or 2 more qualify. We're probably looking at a team of 17, 18. We've had one unfortunate. Ashley Irby is not going to be able to attend. She pulled her quad in her school meet, unfortunately, which, I talked to the athletes and I told them, we've got to be careful. Unfortunately, this year we didn't send out messages to the PE teachers, saying that these athletes are Carifta bound and, could you be a little careful with them. So Ashley was running a 4x1, tore her quad, so she's out. And I think Ashley would have done well at Carifta. But I'm happy, I'm pleased with what I'm seeing this morning. These athletes are giving it their all. And as I said, I think we'll get a couple more qualifiers today, so I'm excited. Like I say, between 15 and 18 athletes, that's probably what we're going to take to Carifta this year.
That 3,000 we just watched was very special. You, a former middle distance runner, must be beaming to see young Ryan, Quincy Cusack, John Dow, Cumberbatch, and the young lady all reach the goal. So for you, what was it like watching that particular race?
Well, it was exciting. Number one, to see Chris and Evan out assisting, these athletes to reach the standard. It's always good when you see people come up, some of the former athletes and some of the athletes that are still competing come up and assist us. We've always had a great middle distance program, as you know, Earl. That's usually our medals at Carifta. So to see those 3 athletes reach that standard and how they did it was awesome. Even Brianna Mendez, it was awesome to see, and she had someone there helping her also. So to see this camaraderie that we have today, for me, is fantastic. I mean, as you know, we started this season off very early. We had the camps, and I can see, these athletes are really giving it their all. They really want to attend Carifta, so all of our work is not in vain.
Where do we go from here? What do we do in the lead up to this team departing? Obviously, it's a lot of administration work, but what are we doing for the athletes themselves to ensure that when they go, they're the best group of bonded athletes? Because that's a big problem for Bermuda, because we come from different clubs, we come from different backgrounds. What will you be doing to ensure that this team is bonded as best as they can to represent Bermuda?
Well, one thing we're probably going to do, as I said, we had the camp earlier. Last year in October, we had the middle distance camp and then we had the power camp. What we'll probably do between the next couple of weeks, over a weekend, or maybe just one day or maybe 2 days, a Friday to a Saturday, like we did before. We'll probably have the athletes over at the island. Again, that's more bonding, so that once we get out to Curacao, they'll be used to each other. They'll be supporting each other, because even though track and field is an individual sport, you still need the support of your teammates. When you're out there in the field jumping, when you're out there on the field running, there's nothing more. And I could tell you from hearing someone shouting your name, come on, that helps you quite a bit. So we'll be looking at that. Basically what happens also is that they all start training together at the same time. Devon Bean, our director of athletics, he'll start pulling the coaches together, pulling the athletes together, and probably 2-3 days out of the week, the entire team will be training at the same time. So those are the things that we'll be doing now leading up. Right now, it's just about sharpening the athletes. There's not a whole lot that you could do in the next couple of weeks. So right now it's about sharpening. Right now it's about looking at techniques, getting the athletes prepared for this competition.
The 2017 Bermuda Carifta Games team has been announced. Representing Bermuda in the under-18 girls division is Talila Wears, competing in the 200 meters, Lindsey Palmer in the 3,000 meters. Sakari Famous will compete in high jump, as will Inshanae Smith. Zakiya Lewis will compete in long jump. The under-20 girls division will see Tiara DeRosa compete in shot put and discus, while Brianna Mendez will compete in the 3,000 meters. Danilo Brangman will represent Bermuda in the under-18 boys division in the 400, 4x100, and 4x400 meter relays. John Dow Cumberbatch will compete in the 3,000 and 1,500 meters. Aaron Jacobs will compete in the 800 meters with Quincy Kuzak in the 3,000 meters. Ryan Otterbridge will compete in the 1,500. Sharesh Black will compete in the 200, 4x100, and 4x400 meter relays. Dijon Matthews will compete in the 400 and 4x400 meter relay. Devontae Lodge will compete in the 200, the 4x100, and the 4x400 meter relays, while Mikal Dill will compete in the 4x100 and long jump. Kevin Miller will compete in high jump in the under-20 boys division, as will Elijah Darrow, who is also going to do long jump. Stephen Dill will compete in the 100 meters, and Isaiah Bell Phillips will compete in the 800 meters. Some say with age you get older. Others say with age you get wiser. Lisa Blackburn is proving with age she is only getting better. Lisa Blackburn broke the world 44-49 women's age group 100-meter freestyle record over the weekend, something she said she had in her sights going into the competition.
Well, Lisa, first of all, congratulations. Remarkable weekend. Breaking the age group world record for the Masters. You must be very pleased with that overall performance.
Yeah, it was a good weekend. It was a good swim. As you know, I've taken up a position coaching down here in Miami. So my swimming's been compromised a little bit. I'm only swimming once a day. And last weekend we actually coached at the Junior Olympics where the kids swam quite well. So to be able to go to Toronto a week later after being at a competition with the kids the weekend prior and stand up and do some fast swims and break a Masters world record was definitely a huge bonus. Thanks.
Leading up to it, what have you been able to do? I know you said you've been only able to train once a day, but obviously you've been mentally preparing yourself for challenges such as the Masters world record.
Yeah, it's been a goal of mine for a while. In December, I went to the Rowdy Games Masters Classic, and in 5 events I had missed 5 separate world records, so I was a bit annoyed by that, but I came back and decided that I was going to change things up, and obviously realized that being able to swim once a day is beneficial in some ways because it makes me focus and train in other ways, such as running and spinning and cycling, that can help my swimming as well. So I just, I swim once a day, probably 6 times a week, and like I said, I mix it up with some running and cycling, but I also spend a little bit more time with an emphasis on weight training, and I'm definitely a lot stronger than I was even 6 months ago.
Heading into your record-breaking performance, what was going through your mind leading into the walk to the pool and just undressing to take on the challenge?
Well, I wasn't really thinking about the record so much. Masters meets are a lot different than regular USA swimming meets or Caribbean championships, in that the atmosphere is a lot more relaxed and, people are there to socialize and just have fun. So that's a lot different for me. I think it's working for me. It forces me to relax and enjoy the process a lot more. So I'm having fun with that. I wasn't focused on anything specific, just hitting my turns really well and racing the girl that was beside me. And ironically, she swam at a club, the same club that I swam with in Canada. And she was actually 29, and she beat me by, I think, 6 or 8 100ths of a second. So it was just good to get in and race and have fun and enjoy the process more than just, focusing on the end result.
What has life been like working on coaching more than actual participation?
Well, actually, it's been really eye-opening for me, and I've definitely gained a bigger appreciation for all of my coaches through the years. Coaching is very demanding, and swimming especially, I think, because you're on your feet. When you coach outdoors, as you do in Bermuda and here in Florida, you're in the elements. You're in the wind, the rain, sometimes the cold, definitely the sun. So it's challenging sometimes, and I've had to definitely adapt to that and learn to rest and get off my feet when I can. But, I have a whole new appreciation for my coaches through the years, and I thank them for all they've done, because it's a huge sacrifice and commitment to be a coach.
Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free with D-Music, exclusively from Digicel. With D-Music, you can stream and download songs and create playlists of your favorite artists to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're working out at the gym, getting ready for a Friday night, or just chilling at home, D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
David Bascom's Baltimore Blast are once again headed to the championship game, something that the Baltimore Blast assistant coach is looking forward to.
Every time we come in to play every year, we want to win a championship. And with the situation we was kind of handed this year, we lost close to 4 to 5, 5 players. We had our expectations, and our expectations was us to get us close, do well in the regular season, to give ourselves a chance, to be fighting for a playoff spot and also fund the championship. And here we are. We really had a tough battle last week against Milwaukee, a very tough team, one of our biggest rivals. And we end up pulling the game out, in Milwaukee with the best of 3. So here we go, back to Mexico, back to Sonora. So we're excited about it. Game is next week. Next week Friday at home, and then next week Sunday in Mexico.
Have they exceeded your expectations as far as making it to the championships?
Yeah, our expectations was that, okay, we know we're going to have to give up some losses. We know we're going to have a slow start because we've got a lot of young players coming in. So, we had to be realistic as coaches. We had to get the new bunch buying into the system. We did. It was great because we ended up getting one of our veterans back, Pat Healy. And, everything started to come together. Yes, we have picked up a couple of injuries here down the stretch. But our expectation was that, regular season, we know that right now we're probably just about 500 teams, just beginning the season. But if we can pull it together and everybody buys into what we're doing, then there becomes a belief. And as long as it's kind of following, the structure that we've been doing for the last 14, 15 years, we'd be fine. So that's exactly what we've done. We would be kind of, when you got a new team or new group of players, especially if you're looking at 5 or 6 rookies, you really have to be realistic with it. So we want to kind of make sure we kept everything close and we end up winning our division, which was great. And Harrisburg was, from last year to this year, basically a new team, but a team that really gave us some challenge. So here we are, very excited about it. Now the attention to detail. Team that makes the least mistakes is going to win. So NOR is it's a hard-working team, very skilled, and they have a much smaller field than us. So we know it's going to be a battle like last year.
Well, Dowray Rollins was back in action for Sussex as they went down yesterday to Somerset, but today was a different story. Rollins and his teammates were sent to the field first. Somerset finished with 379 for 8 in their 50 overs. Tom Abau was their top scorer on 82 in their second 50-over match at the First Central County Ground. In reply, Sussex were bowled all out for 259, with Somerset winning by 120 runs. Meanwhile, Kamal Levrock and his Cardiff MCCU teammates took to the field for day one of their three-day match against Glenmorgan. Cardiff won the toss and invited Glenmorgan to bat. At lunch, they had reached 115 for 1 after 34 overs. Levrock had bowled 7 overs, none for 37. When play resumed after lunch, only 1.4 overs were bowled before rain halted play. Glenmorgan had reached 122 for 1. Play was later called for the day due to a wet outfield. This weekend saw one Premier Division match played, and that ended in a scoreless draw. But starting tonight, we'll see 3 back-to-back matches. Dandytown are at BAA Field taking on the Flanagan's Onions. Kickoff at 9 p.m. Tomorrow night there's another Premier Division match, and Thursday night as well. We'll have roundups on Thursday's edition of the Digicel Sports Show of those matches. The 2017 Bermuda Island Basketball League season is now done and dusted, with the playing of the All-Star Game inside the Cedar Bridge Academy Gymnasium on Sunday evening. Island basketball season came to a close inside the Cedar Bridge Academy Gymnasium last evening with the playing of the All-Star Game. The West defeated the East 103-90 in a high-scoring game. Janique Osborne scored 22 points to lead the West to victory, while regular season and championship game MVP Dean Jones scored 20 points for the East. Ian Leem was named the game MVP. He also won the three-point contest, while Jarrell Smith won the skills competition. It was double elimination day, day one, in Bermuda Netball Association action at the Bernard Park on Saturday afternoon. Play continues through next Saturday. This is the report from Saturday Gone. It was double elimination tournament day at Bernard Park as the Bermuda Netball Association Senior League season is winding down. The Phoenix Heat will go into next weekend's final round undefeated after they picked up a 30-10 win over North Village Rams and a 20-15 win over the Storm. North Village Lady Rams played 3 games on Saturday, ending with a record of 2 wins and 1 defeat. The Bermuda Lawn Tennis Association's Davis Cup team was in action earlier today, taking on Jamaica in El Salvador, while the Under-12 ITF Junior World Championship qualification trials are still underway. Bermuda's Junior Davis Cup team of Trey Mallory, Tariq Simons, and Scott Redmond began competing in El Salvador. Bermuda is in Group E and have been drawn against Puerto Rico and Jamaica. Bermuda have taken to the court for their first match of the Junior Davis Cup to take on Jamaica, who went down 2-1 to Puerto Rico yesterday. The Bermuda Lawn Tennis Association continued trials for players looking to represent Bermuda at the Under-12 ITF World Junior Tennis Championships. Matthew Way defeated Callan Richards in the 3-set battle that took 2 hours and 50 minutes. He won 6-3, 2-6, 7-5. A marathon 3 hours and 20-minute match saw Aries Gilbert Simons defeat Millie Weatherhill in 3 sets, 5-7, 7-6, 7-6. Jay Gibbons defeated Sienna Taylor in straight sets, 6-1, 6-1.
Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free with D-Music, exclusively from Digicel. With D-Music, you can stream and download songs and create playlists of your favorite artists to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're working out at the gym, getting ready for a Friday night, or just chilling at home, D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
The world of football was rocked earlier today, and it is proof that even one of the world's greatest soccer players is not above the law. Argentina and Barcelona star Lionel Messi has been hit with a 4-game ban by football's governing body, FIFA, and a $10,000 fine after abusing a match official while on international duty. The 29-year-old became animated at the end of the Argentina and Chile match last Friday, in which Argentina won 1-0. It was a World Cup qualifier that Messi scored a penalty in the first half. Later in the match, after being flagged for a foul, Messi waved his arms and sent a volley of verbal abuse at the referee's assistant. If Messi or Argentina appeal the ruling, the case will be heard by former Bermuda Football Association President Larry Musselin, who remains the chairman of FIFA's Appeals Committee. Well, there were 3 matches in women's field hockey play over the weekend. Friday night was the top-of-the-table clash between the Budgies and the Ravens. A top-of-the-table clash in Bermuda Hockey Federation Women's Division between the Ravens and Budgies on Friday evening at the National Sports Center ended in a scoreless draw. While yesterday, the Canaries defeated the Sandpipers 4-0, the Swallows defeated the Ravens 3-0. On Sunday, Hinson Hall hosted a horse jumping show. Let's get the report from the Devonshire location. Hinson Hall hosted a horse jumping show yesterday with several young riders and horses taking the opportunity to compete outside the confines of the National Equestrian Centre on Vesey Street. The power and speed class was won by Frangelica, ridden by Kayla Bargett. The hit and hurry was won by Abby Bargett, riding New to the City. The top score was won by Kristen Bean, riding Boom Boom Pow. The most popular classes of the day were the Gymkhana classes. The bucket elimination was won by Boom Boom Pow, ridden by Christine Bean. The Chase Me Charlie jumping was won by Frangelica, ridden by Kayla Bargett, clearing the triple bar at 3 feet 9 inches. Well, thank you for joining this Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com. Again, we want to thank Digicel and the Department of Youth and Sport for helping to bring this show to you on a regular basis. I'm Earl Baston. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.